just happened. Hey guys, it's your girl Tara Crush back with another review, and this time it is for Sistas on BET. If you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you so very much. Okay, I want to first say we are coming back in October. Okay, so we don't have no long reprieve. It is back in October. Okay, so I can stop crying in the car. I need a little break because I got a lot of shows coming up and I'm going to be plowing through. So hope you guys take that journey with me until our show comes back. But for now, let's review this season finale. Okay, so was it just me or was ma'am getting on y'all's nerves? The lady at the hotel, like, seriously, ma'am, she was really working my nerves, and I didn't understand why she felt so emboldened to ask this man for sex. Like, and I didn't trust her at all. I'm like, Zach, you bet not drop your drawers. You better not. And so, you know, him not doing it in that moment, I was happy. I didn't really quite understand him calling Jake. I mean, yes, Jake has been there, but, you know, I don't even feel like he should even took the hotel key. I don't feel like he should have called Jake. I feel like he should have told Fatima off the top and let her deal with it. Because like I said, she is the brains in the operation. But of course, he calls Jake. Jake comes rolling in and, you know, and they just going back and forth. And he's like, well, is the lady fine? And he was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Jake's a POS, okay? But, you know, Zach was basically like, it don't matter. You know, he's in love with Fatima. He don't want to do it. And, you know, and Jake was like, well, do you really think she's going to not say anything if you give her sex? And then here comes Fatima. What was that? Yeah, that happened. So I'll come back to that now. Fatima not telling Andy what was going on with the kids is crazy. Her not telling, not wanting to tell her about the kids is crazy. Her not telling about the possible SEC violation and him possibly being in trouble with the SEC was just really ridiculous. Like, she's an attorney, okay? She's your friend, and yes, she's been there for you, but you have also been there for her. Let us not forget. You kept her from getting locked up by the feds when they came searching the office. Remember? Yeah, I remember. So yeah, she, you know, she owes you too. So I don't understand why you wouldn't just talk to her about it. But again, you have your own brain. So that's cool. But you know, I thought it was strange that she brought up Zach's mom in that conversation. Like, we ain't never really heard about his mother, have we? But now we're hearing about it. I think they really did a lot of things on this episode to set up Fatima, or Zatima, I should say, the new series between Zach and Fatima. So that's going to be interesting to see. I think all of this is going to come back into play. And that lady at the hotel, I feel like she's going to be a part of the new series. I don't know why. I just feel like this. So we'll just have to wait and see if that comes to fruition. But that's what I think right now. And when Fatima was talking to Andy and, you know, she was telling her about it's always something with Zach. And then Andy goes into this whole scenario about her car that she got in college and how it was a fixer-upper. And everybody was like, girl, leave that car alone. And she was like, no, I'm going to make this car beautiful. And she put all of her money into the car, all of her money into it. And it was beautiful. She loved her car, but she realized soon after she got it on the road that it just kept on breaking down on her. It just kept on breaking down. So at the end of the day, no matter how bad she wanted it to work, it just was not gonna work. And it wasn't worth it, Andy said. And Fatima was like, oh yeah, well, Zach's worth it. Oh, I wasn't saying, yes, you was. You was trying to get me to fall out of love with Zach so that your friend could have him. Not gonna happen. I might be a little discombobulated, but I ain't confused. I will get my bearings, honey. We will not be doing that. So I thought that was lame. It was a cute analogy, but not for that situation. No, you tried it. You tried it. I thought it was really funny that here comes Milk Dud head ass Gary to the law firm talking about he wasn't there to see that bitch. Oh, she's a bitch now. Oh, we doing the B word now. When did she become this, I wonder? Was it before or after you bought the car? Before or after you dropped $3 million on the apartment? Before or after you bought all of her favorite designers, shoes, and everything? Like, when was she the B? Boy, I tell you, you men, y'all so fickle. It's ridiculous. You don't get your way, and then all of a sudden things change. Well, I don't think you would have bought all of that stuff for a B. Tell it to somebody who's going to believe it, because I don't. Now, maybe you could tell it to Sabrina, because she'll pretty much fall for anything, because she's sitting there really believing that Bayo was not into Danny and was still into her. Like, I don't understand why she thought anything different. Like, the boy couldn't stop talking about Danny and even asked her to go back and get her. Now, mind you, in Africa, you know, in a lot of nations, you know, they do have multiple wives, so it might not be anything, you know, out of the ordinary for him, but he does know American culture, so that might be why, you know, he felt like he could ask her that and not admit, you know, that he was actually attracted to Danny. But he was actually attracted to Danny. And Danny's like, girl, you don't believe that, do you? Because she's going to send her pictures of them African women. She's like, you don't see how you look like them? And she was like, girl, have you seen me? Oh, Danny. But, you know, Danny was like, no, he said that and you believed him, huh? And she was like, well, yeah. Yeah, because Sabrina's slow. You know, she's slow with Calvin. She's slow with everybody. She's slow. And then Karen's in the shop doing hair, but not really doing hair. It's always, she's just, you know, the person's just sitting down or they about to get up. She ain't really done no hair. We ain't seen her applying no chemicals, no process or nothing. We had 4 seasons of this show and we ain't seen her do an actual roller on the head yet. I mean, but it is Karen. It's her hair shop. She seems to be having repeat customers, so it's all good. I'm not really tripping, but yeah, I'm about sick of that. But her getting sick was kind of weird, wasn't it? She said she was, she had a slight headache, a little dizzy. She thought maybe she didn't eat, but then Pam had to tell her she was bleeding. That was weird because I didn't see her bleeding out the front or the back. Maybe she was bleeding on the floor. I don't know, but why would she grab the thing and put it in front of her like she was covering up what was in the front? There was nothing in the front. It just didn't make sense. I don't know, but I guess this is the moment where she's probably going to lose the baby. And, you know, because Pam's like, you probably shouldn't be working all these hours standing on your feet. Well, women do it all the time, but not in your condition. Yeah, Pam, that's true, but why wasn't you saying this weeks ago when she found out that she was pregnant and she kept working all those hours? Why would you wait until today when she looks, you know, squirrely? That's crazy. It's crazy. Some friend. And I thought it was cute Logan showing up to the airport again, trying to holler at Danny. And Danny's like, you know, how dare you come up here trying to holler at me and you wouldn't even tell me what was up with my friend and blah, blah, blah. And Danny was absolutely right. I don't owe you anything and I'm not going to give you nothing. You need to get away from me and think about what you did. That's what you need to do, Mr. Sir. So I ain't mad at her for that at all. But she told him, he asked, could they date or whatever? And she was like, she kind of played him off like, nah, I ain't doing nothing until you tell me what's going on with my friend. And he was like, well, come to dinner tonight and I'll tell you everything. He said that because he knew what he would be able to talk about it then. And he should have just waited until after the fact and then came and told her. Or he should have just, you know, not said anything at all. Waited until, you know, everything was over with to even contact Danny. Like, why would you even contact her that same night when you knew you couldn't say anything? That ain't gonna do nothing but make her upset because you're asking weird questions about her best friend and you're not telling her any reason why you're asking these questions. And then you're like, well, I work with the FBI, so, you know, let that be your reason to, you know, just, you know. And I just think it's weird. It's just weird, but, you know, he walked away. He was like, okay, all right. And then, of course, we had to see Preston come through with his little snuffleupagus mannerisms and attitude. Oh, woe is him. Oh, he's so sad. Oh, he's about to move home. Oh, he's gone for good. Oh, and don't say anything, Danny. You gonna please don't say anything because you're gonna make me want to stay. And I really only stayed this long because of you. And blah blah. Boy, you had a whole farm you was working on. You know what? Seriously, like, he basically was telling her that he loved her, that, he really wanted to be with her. If there was anything that he could do, he would do it just to be with her. And she's like, really? Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, I love you. And he gave her a rose, and he was like, something about keep it or something. And she was like, it's going to be pretty easy. It is plastic. He's like, that's kind of the point. It won't die, just like my love for you. Like, boy, go on, Preston. Get on the plane and mean the fact that you staying away. Because again, you're not the one. I like that you loved her. So you say. Words are definitely, not as loud as actions, but, safe travels. Safe travels. And y'all know, if you've been watching me, I ain't never like that boy, and I ain't gonna never like him. And that's just that on that. And so, Fatima, basically, she comes in, catches Zach and Jake talking about ma'am at the hotel. And, Jake scurries off like a little punk. And, she's just basically like talking to Zach. So what, she said that you believe her? You think she's going to actually, not say anything? It's like, I don't know. He said, that's what she said, but I don't know. You got all the answers. And she was like, well, go do what you got to do. And he was like, what? And she was like, go do what you got to do. Make sure you wear a condom, basically. And he was like, listen, don't play with me, Fatima. She's like, I'm not playing. I said, oh my God, please don't do it, Zach. Please don't do it, because I have a feeling that this will not be the last of this lady that we see. And then if you did, you was going to have to change your phone number, because you can't have the same phone number, because she would still have a way to contact you. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, he went on to try to do what he had to do to get rid of her. And he goes and takes a couple shots, She's like, come over here and see what you've been missing. California raisin? Okay, white grape raisin. But so I was like, girl, please don't scare him if you're trying to get him to have sex with you. That is not going to help. I'm sure there is nothing on your body that's going to be so appealing to this man standing in front of you, that is all hip hop. The only thing that could be appealing is if you had $1 million bills wrapped around your body that he could actually peel off and keep for himself. That might be the only way you could have anything under that robe that would be appealing to him. So I was just like, that's not going to work. He taking a shot. He's like, you know what? I can't do this. I'm sorry. I can do what you got to do. Did you do it? No, I didn't do it. So she comes in and basically, finally, somebody's got a brain, because I'm like, ain't nobody mentioned the fact that this lady's going to be in trouble if she says anything as well. And how does she figure that he's a bigger target than she is? How's that ever going to be the case when you're divorcing a senator? You're divorcing a senator. It can never be that case. That can never be the case. So I never bought that she was going to tell anybody anything. The most she might have said is that we exchanged numbers, and she could have said that, and that would have been just fine. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. But I'm tired of looking at her already. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm sick of looking at her now. They could have found a woman now. He got finer women to work for him than that. I'm just saying, it was unnecessary for her to look like that, and him to just make us deal with it. I don't know, but anyway. At least we're not Zach, right? At least we don't have to deal with it on the level that he does. But the last thing I want to talk about is Sabrina with her brilliance and Maurice with his arrogance, in the bank. And they're having a conversation. And she tells him about Bayo. And he's definitely patronizing her about the situation, as usual. And, as they're going to go to work, here come the FBI. And what do? They arrest them for conspiracy to commit bank robbery. How could they be both co-conspirators when she's the one that called to have him arrested? Now, if by chance she was involved, do we really feel like she would have called to alert the authorities and to make the police come and get them? That wouldn't have happened. That would have happened, and they didn't get any money. So what would have been the purpose of her being on the plot? It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense, and if it doesn't make any sense, then it didn't happen. That's what I was always told. That's what I believe. That's what I'm rad out with. So we'll have to see what happens next season. Hopefully they don't have them locked up for too long. The bank is closed. No, the bank ain't closed. I cash my check, bro. Home boy. I gotta check the cash, and I need to cash my check. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so if you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. We are slow creeping. Like I said, we are on hiatus. This is the season finale. We will not be back until October, probably closer to my birthday in mid to late October. So we'll just have to see. And at that time, the Oval's coming back too. So it should be a doozy. So thank you again. And if you don't subscribe, you know what? You watch this far, I need you to. You are very appreciated as well, okay? And that is my $5.02. Peace.